Hey, Alexis, Rich McCormick's here.
Awesome, thank you. I made Daryl co-host. Do you want me to make you co-host as well to share your presentation?
Sure.
All right. Actually, it seems that since you're on a cell phone, I can't do that.
Oh, really? Okay. That's fine. If he has the presentation, that's all that
All right.
matters.
Awesome,
I
thank
mean,
you.
I'm actually on. I did both just because my connectivity is kind of weak.
Okay.
But I can still see everything. So
All right. I'm looking for your name in the contact list,
it's
but I
Mac.
can't.
It's MACK.
That would be why. All right, here you go. All right, and it is already 2:03, so I'm going to go ahead and get started to be respectful of your time. I want to say good afternoon to everyone and thank you for joining us for our Marching Forward Monday showcase. I'm Alexis, I'm the program manager, and today we're going to have 4 very interesting NaVOBA certified veteran business enterprises presenting their companies. I'd like to ask that if you're not speaking, if you could please keep your microphone muted. This session is being recorded and it will be available to you all and on our website. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to use the chat function throughout the session. And please welcome our first presenter, Joe Congus.
All right, thank you very much. Get everything opened up here and ready to go. All right, good morning or good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Joe Congus. I'm a board certified physician, U.S. Army veteran, and I developed Ledexar CBD products to help consumers find a brand of CBD they could trust. After spending months trying to find a reliable and consistent brand that I could recommend for my patients and family, which included sending many bottles to labs for testing and visiting many manufacturers, I realized it was nearly impossible to completely trust a company to provide what I was looking for, let alone for them to do it consistently into the future. There we go. A little about me. There's my family. And then I am also the founder of a nonprofit called Helmets First that gives bicycle helmets to kids. I have 2 medical practices in the St. Louis area, and I'm the medical director of a pregnancy resource center. I first developed Ledexar to be a brand for pharmacies and healthcare providers, knowing they would not only trust the brand that I had put so much work into creating, they also treat CBD with the respect that I feel it needs. Things like medication interactions and possible side effects are rarely discussed when buying CBD from a shop, let alone a convenience store or such. We have the capabilities to ship our products across the country. So the first line is a professional line. Like I said, I created that for pharmacies and healthcare providers. We have oral tinctures and topical gels with concentrations up to 3,000 milligrams per bottle. They're manufactured in Ohio, from hemp grown in Oregon, Colorado, and Kentucky. Our current conservative production capabilities are 10,000 bottles of gels a month and 25,000 bottles of tinctures. We can easily add the manpower and machinery to double or even triple those numbers. I then found that other retailers wanted to carry my brand as well, and I didn't feel my professional line really belonged in like a vape shop or CBD shop. So I developed 2 more lines of products, Ledexar Fitness, which you do not see in this picture, which is for gyms and personal trainers, and a Zoe CBD line for general retail. With these lines, you get the same trustworthy products, but in lower concentrations that decrease the risk of side effects and interactions of the higher concentrations like they have at the pharmacies. The fitness line focuses on topical products only, where there's minimal to no risk, since we know that gym owners often don't have the time to educate clients on proper use of CBD. The Zoe line, like I said, for general retail, also includes a line, has the tinctures and the topicals. It also has a pet line and then gummies. These gummies are manufactured in South Carolina, and we have capability of making about 15,000 bottles of those a month. And again, we can increase that as needed. The Zoe line also has Epsom salts, which come in lavender and unscented. These are from hemp. The hemp from these is grown near Peoria, Illinois, and the salts are blended with the CBD by the grower in their facility there in their Peoria. Current production capabilities for these are about 2,000 bags a month. Again, we can double or triple that with just hiring some more hands to help us do that. So what sets Ledexar apart from other brands? First, as an MD, I took the time to research CBD to find what I felt was important about having a CBD product. And I personally picked those products always avoiding artificial ingredients, corn syrup, and the like. The hemp is all USA grown and non-GMO. And then my manufacturer not only tests these products, but I send them off for testing as well, randomly picking bottles and sending them for consistency, purity, quality, pesticide solvents, many of those things. Lab results are all available online and easily found by scanning a QR code that you find on the bottles. So in an industry where there is no current regulation, finding a brand of CBD you can trust can be a very difficult task. The trust and respect that comes from my education and training also means that you can trust Ledexar to always be what it says that it is. I hope that if your company is looking for a reliable brand of CBD, you'll consider Ledexar. I'd love to be introduced to whomever is in charge of the decision to purchase health and wellness products for your company. Thank you very much.
Great job. Thank you very much. And up next, we have Rich McCormick with Daryl Williams.
Nice. Daryl, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and it's moving. Does it move?
You're good,
The
Rich.
next slide. Okay, good. All right, excellent. Good afternoon. My name is Rich McCormick, and I am the president of Victory, co-founder. And with me today, I have our VP of Sales, Daryl Williams, and we're excited to talk to you about what Victory does. Slide. Victory is a 20-year-old recruiting marketing company focused on connecting employers and universities to diverse talent pools in the military and STEM space through our own media and marketing channels. Because our media engages thousands of users every day, we then have access to all of that user data, or first-party data, and company data that helps hone and build out target profiles that ultimately help you hire better fit candidates. Our media is GI Jobs. It is a career resource that helps those transitioning out of the service find civilian employment. We have Military Spouse, which is a media, a lifestyle resource for military spouses and helping them deal with the lifestyles they have to deal with, with their spouse being gone 6 months out of the year typically. STEM Jobs is a career resource for those graduating from universities with STEM degrees, as well as those that have been out for 3 to 5 years looking for jobs. And then we have the Military Friendly Ratings, which is a benchmark and rating program that helps companies and schools build better recruiting programs. Over the 20 years, we've done business with over 450 of the Fortune 1000 companies and hundreds of universities. So we have a long track record of success with serving this marketplace. We also have developed strong distribution and marketing channels that help push our resources and your brand in front of the right candidates. The big one is on the left is for the military. It was established 20 years ago. We've had that relationship with TAP, Transition Assistance Program, which is a program run by the DoD, with Department of Labor, the VA, the SBA, and Department of Education. And our resources help supplement that workshop, therefore gaining exposure to their students. And then on the STEM side, we've had long-lasting standing partnerships with STEM and diversity associations and universities who push our clients' opportunities through their channels. So through diverse associations, HBCU schools, those kind of things. So that's kind of a snapshot of what we do. I'm going to turn it over to Daryl real quick, who's going to talk about how we do what we do. Daryl?
Yeah, thanks, Rich. So basically what we do in a nutshell is we launch strategic recruitment marketing campaigns for our clients. What makes us different compared to other marketing agencies that are out there is the fact that we are also a publisher. As Rich had stated, we publish our own assets, GI Jobs, and Military Spouse. What that gives us the rights to is what's called first-party data. In a world where privacy and restrictions are becoming more prevalent, first-party data is a strategic advantage in the marketplace. So what we do with our clients is we sit down and we identify the audience that they want to reach, the type of candidates that they were looking for based upon their requisition. We then utilize first-party data layered into our digital marketing campaigns to target those individuals through our media channels. And then, of course, we deliver impactful messages that drives a call to action, driving folks back into applicant tracking systems so that they can apply to the open requisitions that companies have. Ideally, what we want to do here is attract, engage, and nurture the best candidates so that we can accelerate those talent pipelines. Rich?
Thanks, Daryl. So here's what our talent pools look like. Within the military veteran space, there's roughly 200,000 folks who get transitioners that leave the service every year, as well as those, there's about 120,000 that graduate from college every year. So roughly about 60% of those getting out of the service go back to school and use their GI Bill. So there's always this renewable talent coming out of the service and then out of the universities as it relates to military veterans. Women make up about 16.5% of the military, and minorities are overrepresented in the military compared to the US average. So Blacks 18 versus 13, Hispanics 19 versus 18, and multiracial 4 versus 2%. On the military spouse side, there's 1.2 million active and Guard Reserve spouses. Spouses are as diverse as the military. They're 95% women. They're highly educated compared to their civilian counterparts. They can work remote, and given where we are with COVID and post-COVID, I mean, that's more and more important. And most of the time, they don't need healthcare coverage. On the STEM side, there's roughly 760,000 STEM degrees that were awarded in 2020. And we focus on those diverse associations and universities that have higher percentages of minorities and women with STEM degrees. In regards to OFCCP, for federal contractors, OFCCP requires prime and subcontractors to take affirmative action to hire qualified veterans. So we can help companies meet their veteran hiring outreach requirements by providing those ROI metrics, justify, positive outreach efforts, and justification to stay with that vendor who is providing value. Daryl, I'll let you finish it up.
Absolutely. So as a performance marketing company, we're all about driving performance and exceeding expectations. What I've done here is provide a few examples where not only did we meet those expectations, but we exceeded them quite drastically. 84 Lumber, a $53 cost per lead. We are actually in campaign with them right now. We're reducing their cost by 88%. And that's by utilizing first-party data to be able to go out and target these folks strategically through digital campaigns. We've launched roughly about 500,000 impressions across various platforms such as Facebook and Google Display Network to engage with that audience. Amentum, which is also a government contractor, they were looking for a 3% engagement rate, which is ultimately individuals who are engaging with their ads and coming back to their company profile pages. We came in at 7.84%, which is 161% beyond their expectations. Allstate, everybody's very familiar with Allstate, came in at a $95 cost per lead. They actually had expectations that were north of $200 cost per lead. We reduced those costs by 215%. Canadian Pacific is one of our clients where we've operated not only nationally, but also internationally by going out and targeting not only veteran and military spouses here in the US, but also in Canada. We've sent over 74,000 folks over to their landing page so they can learn more about their career opportunity. And finally, AECOM, another government contractor, 221 applications in 60 days, reducing their cost by 97%, getting down to a cost per applicant of $27. Rich?
Thanks, Yep. Thanks, Daryl. Appreciate it. That's all we got. We appreciate everyone's time and focus. Back to you, Alexis.
Thank you both for all that information. And up next, we have Steve Dixie.
Thank you. try to get in present mode. Okay. Thank you for the introduction. And again, thank you for allowing me to present Gateway to your clients. Just to give you a quick overview and background of myself, I am retired Air Force. I have a degree in paralegal studies, which I received from the University of Richmond. After retirement, I worked with several different Fortune 500 companies to include FedEx, International Paper, and Capital One. And within those companies, I performed roles in HR and paralegal roles. In my most recent role as an HR, as a senior HR associate at Capital One, I worked with third-party vendors to fulfill staffing needs for Capital One. After a few years of doing that, my job was eliminated. And this is when I founded Gateway. And I kind of went full head steam with it. I had started it in 17, but once, I was severanced out, I just went, kind of took it and just ran with it. And so these are my certifications, and these are the things that Gateway. So what do we do? We are a progressive firm, basically a staffing company. We specialize in IT services, and we work both with public and private sector clients. So these are some of the services that we provide on the IT side of the staffing side of our company. There's two things that I really wanted to point out. That we do maintain an in-house staff, which we are definitely building up for a particular reason, and I'm going to explain that to you. Right now, there's two areas that we're really focused on, and that's placing engineers on the staffing side. And so with that being said, what we have begun to do is develop a communication or partnership with so far with two schools, with Virginia Union University and Tennessee State Universities. And so we're developing that pipeline from graduation to placement to a company. And so we feel that we're going to be very successful in that. On the other side is that we're building our internal staffing in an area of cybersecurity. And just to be a little bit more, go a little bit deeper on that, is that within the cybersecurity, we're obtaining our CFSC certification, which is basically a communication solutions for classified programs. And basically what this does is that it's securing documentations and communications for high-ranking government officials and even CEOs and their staff. So currently, we have begun a conversation with Worldwide Technology, which is one of the largest IT companies in America. And we're trying to become an SME with that company. So we'll be their go-to to provide that software, whereas we can go in and load up the software, we can implement it, and we can get it on the computers and migration. So basically that's about over, a high level view of what we do. We do have, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. There are two things that, if possible, if I could be put in touch with the hiring manager and decision maker on the HR staffing side. And as far as the IT security department, if I could be in contact with the submit decisions maker regarding, the cybersecurity that a company may have or may need an upgrade or an improvement on. So again, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve, very much. You did a great job. And last but not least, we have Bob Portogallo.
Okay. Let's see here. Anybody see the screen?
Not yet.
Lost you. Okay, I apologize. Having a little internet connection issue here.
Bob, I have slides up on my laptop if that would make it easier and you just want to tell me when to change to the next slide. Bob, are you still with us?
I don't see him on, Alexis.
All right, well, while he's getting that stuff situated, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask them now.
Hey, Alexis, it's Nancy Connor. Hi, everybody. I'm just taking the few available minutes to check in with all the corporate allies on the line to find out if you have taken the time to go into the NaVOBA portal to update your profiles. We've got a database for our certified veterans to know how to reach you at each corporation, and we have sent out credentials. So hopefully you've all had an opportunity to visit the portal and not only updated your profiles, but taken a look at some of the veteran profiles that are in there. If you haven't, please reach out to myself or to Mimi Loam, and we'll make sure that you get the login information so you can make sure your corporate profile is up to date for our veteran-owned businesses. The same is true for our veterans. I remind you each of this every time we're together to make sure that your profiles are up to date as well. You have an opportunity now to upload your logos to your profile, and I know that not everyone has been able to do that yet. So gentle reminder to you all, please make sure that your profile is as complete and robust as possible so that you're always putting your best foot forward for consideration by our corporate allies. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Nancy. And I'm talking to Bob right now. His internet went out. He's going to join in the next minute just by phone without his PowerPoint presentation, and I can send that out to anyone that is interested in having that. So if you guys would like to stick around, that'd be great. If you guys have to get back to your day, I understand. And thank you for your patience with all of this.
Hey, Mimi, it's Teresa Lefevre from Comerica Bank. Hi. I had a question for Dr. Joe. I was curious if he could share if he's got any success stories about how he has interfaced with corporate wellness programs. What does that look like? What do those services entail? I mean, I have never heard of that, and so I'd be interested to learn more.
You know, we haven't incorporated any actual wellness programs for corporations. We have partnered with wellness centers. One of my best customers and best relationships is with a spa that hosts doctors, chiropractors, personal trainers, physical therapists, and just has, you know, a multitude of services that they offer. And they have found it very beneficial for all of their patients that use that. In my practice as a pediatrician, you know, again, it's a hard spot to have a product that is not FDA approved. So I can't make recommendations. I often share stories of the benefits that I've seen with ADHD, anxiety, and pain. Top of the list. There's a multitude of other things that people are using CBD for. It does get hard when you're talking about a corporation recommending it for, or even doctors recommend it for their patients, really.
Yeah, that's why I was, I mean, it's fascinating, but I was struggling with how a corporate relationship, what that would look like, really.
Bob, are you back on? Okay, maybe not yet. Joe, I actually have a question for you. What would be the difference between your CBD and the medical CBD? Is it that there's no mixture of THC in it?
I think that there's when it comes down to what, say, like Epidiolex, the pharmaceutical version, it is really just a CBD isolate that is suspended in an oil. And I'm not sure which oil that they use to suspend theirs. And I don't know any reason that it's really any difference. That, you know, the difference comes down, I think, when you look at CBD companies in general, is that, you know, even when my manufacturers I discussed when I was looking for a brand just to recommend for my patients, a lot of the motto out there is, as long as we're not under, we're good. So if you buy a 500 milligram bottle, it could be 600, 700 milligrams, and then you're getting one more than you should. And I think they think they're benefiting their customers by doing that. But really the consistency is what I look at, and where I look at mine is equal to a pharmaceutical, and that the quality of the CBD used is equal to theirs. And then the consistency of each bottle, 500 milligram bottle, might vary, you know, 10%, not 20, 30. I've seen, you know, I've purchased bottles that had 0 CBD, and I've purchased bottles that have twice as much CBD in them, as they say.
Thanks for answering that. I was curious the other day and I forgot to ask you.
My pleasure.
Someone just started sharing their screen and I don't know if they knew that they did.
Looks like John Litch shared a screen.
All right, well, I'm not sure if Bob is making it back on. I can send out his presentation slides to everyone. He bottles peppers. He makes, and I know I don't know how to say it, so I'm sorry for anyone that is Italian. It is giardiniera, which is spicy and hot peppers. And he also has a restaurant in Braddock, Pennsylvania. All Italian food, I believe. So I can send that out to you guys. If you're interested, reach out to me for his contact information. I will let you guys go. No point in making you guys waste some time on here. So if anyone has any other questions, feel free. If not, I'm going to leave this open for a few more minutes in case he hops on, or if anyone needs anything out of the chat box. But thank you again for coming today and interacting with our presenters.
I put a link in the chat, Lexi. I wanted to encourage everybody to join us on Thursday. We have our workshop about doing business with the private sector. We have 3 of our VBEs sharing their experiences about how they've been able to be successful in the private sector, as well as 3 of our corporate partners. We have Anthem, Meyer, the food retailer, and Lumen Technologies, which used to be known as CenturyLink, all 3 talking about how to do business with them and their supplier diversity programs. So please join us if you can. It's free to attend. It's a 2-hour workshop. Will be beneficial to hear from some other folks once again as to ways to build connections to help grow your business with NaVOBA's corporate allies. So, and thank you, Nancy, for mentioning the database. Please, everybody, both sides, fill out your profiles and access the database and use that. We want to make sure we're working to use that tool every chance we get, and having veterans be able to have customers find them is something that's really important. So that's going to be on, the workshop is going to be on Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern, and you can sign up at the Eventbrite link that I put in the chats for more information there as well. So all of the details will be listed. Other than that, I'm done. Thank you, Lexi.
Yep, thank you all. And Bob is not going to be able to get back on. Nothing seems to be working for him. So keep an eye out for him for our next MFM VBE, and I will get his presentation out to anyone that's interested. And thank you to all the presenters that we had. You all did a great job, and everyone have a good day and stay safe with these storms if you're somewhere that they're at.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.